Mike Johnston, head coach, Portland Winterhawks, who really kind of gave Travis his first opportunity to coach as an assistant with that club many moons ago. Mike, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Mike, it's a real pleasure. Welcome to Tim and Sid. Your knowledge on this topic is welcome here, because as much as you know Travis, and we know Travis from his playing days, he has been in the A for a few years now. And in terms of his rise up the coaching fraternity, we know of it, but we haven't seen it as up close as maybe some others. When you hear he's about to be given the job, what's your first reaction?
Well, I knew that when Travis first came with us here in Portland, he wanted to be a coach, and I'll tell you this, he worked hard at his game. He came in with no coaching experience. The reason I wanted him here in Portland, primary reason was that he had played obviously a long time in the NHL. He had that experience as a player. He had been a junior player as well. But when he came in, he worked hard. He worked hard on the ice with the players. He worked hard in video sessions. He had a great rapport with the young guys, and he did a good job here. And then we've kept in good communication over the years in Utica, and I know that he's well respected in the American League. So I'm excited for him because he has worked for it. He's been a long-time player, and then he transitioned into a coach. So Vancouver will be an exciting opportunity for him.
He's talked in his past about his evolution as a player. When you spend 15 seasons in the show, there tends to be that. But he said he learned a lot from the guy who entered the league, and some people said some things about to the guy who left the league and how he earned each one of those 15 seasons. Did you see that in him as a coach as well?
Yeah, I did for sure, because if you look at the reason he can relate to American Hockey League players and some of the younger guys is when he came into the league as a highly touted junior player into the NHL, he had trouble making it in his first 3 years and spent the time in the minors. And then he battled his way to become an NHL player. And then on the end of his career, he learned how to survive and change his game a little bit to stay in the NHL and have a long career. So those lessons, those experiences are really valuable when you enter the coaching world.
Mike, is Travis the right guy at the right time for this team, do you think?
Well, right now with Vancouver, as I see Vancouver from the outside, much like you guys or anybody else, when you look at the team, they are in probably a rebuilding phase. So if you look at it, you're bringing in a coach who's done a good job with young players at the junior level and the American Hockey League, who understands the process in building a team. When we came into Portland in our first year, although we took over in November, we had 19 wins. And we stuck to a plan. He knows how to develop a plan, and he's very determined, very focused individual. And I believe he's ready. He's ready to take that step.
Speaking of Portland, he'll work closely with a former Winterhawk. In fact, I think holds the record for most points by a defenseman in Jim Benning. From your experience, how important is that relationship between GM and head coach, and can it benefit him that he's spent time in the minors in the same system?
Well, I think it's critical, and I think the good thing for Travis is that Jim Benning knows Travis, Trevor Linden knows Travis. Yeah. They've had long discussions over the last 4 years about player development, young players coming up, philosophy of the organization. So the good thing is it's not a new coach coming in where they're unfamiliar with each other. It's going to take time for Jim Benning and Trevor to get to know Travis. It's not going to take any time. They've got their plan in place, I would presume, right now, and they're going to be going forward quickly.
Mike, if you could give Travis one piece of advice heading into this gig, what would it be?
Stick to what you believe in. Be patient, but be very determined and focused. Stick to what do you believe in. Hire good people around you.
You know, it's funny because you've been through this before, obviously. I mean, a head coach with the Pittsburgh Penguins, and a lot of folks in Vancouver were screaming about a guy with NHL experience. What are the pros and cons of not having been there before? Because there can be pros just as there can be cons.
Yeah, I really believe at the NHL level it's valuable to have had experience playing in that league. Right. But again, there's a lot of coaches like myself that have been career coaches. We started coaching at a young age, and we sort of learned through being an assistant, being a head coach. That's also valuable. But I think Travis has a little bit of both, which is a great combination. And that's what, like I said, when I brought him in here to Portland, I was looking for somebody that had played, somebody who could talk to the players about what it's like as a junior player, what it's going to be like as a pro, what you need to learn, and then hopefully over that time he could become a good, solid coach. So having both, I think, is very, very valuable at the NHL level.
Mike, we really appreciate your input here. Thank you very much for the time. Let's touch base again down the line. Thank you.
Sure, guys. All the best.